Would you take a chance on Carson Wentz? No doubt about it. I think you have to take a chance on Carson Wentz. I'm betting on the 27-year-old quarterback that just a few years ago showed us MVP caliber potential. I'm betting on the quarterback who played the majority of a season without all of his top guys. Deshaun Jackson misses 11 games. Alshon Jeffrey misses 9. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, both tight ends miss 5. First-round pick Jalen Reagor misses 5. Star running back Miles Sanders misses 4. I'm looking at the big picture, and now I'm understanding why the painting did not look as we wanted it to, because there were other issues outside of the quarterback position. Let's talk about just how dysfunctional that Eagles organization was. And Carson Wentz is a byproduct of the dysfunction at large. You got a dude whose statue is outside the stadium for winning a Super Bowl just 3 years ago in Doug Peterson, and he's no longer there. Somebody got to make that make sense. You draft a second-round pick. Obviously, that's going to bring in some turmoil within the building. Should Carson Wentz have been mentally tougher in order to handle that and sustain it? Sure, you can argue that, but I think Carson Wentz still has something in the tank. I'm in my first lap like this. I'm going to go near and dear to Marcellus Wiley's heart. Marcellus, you were in Drew Brees' wedding, if I'm not mistaken.
I went to his wedding.
Oh, not only did you went to it.
I wasn't in it.
They weren't that cool. Yeah. Well, when I think about
Drew, a damn rookie.
I think about Carson Wentz and I think about Drew Brees and how the beginning of their careers are eerily similar. Their styles of play are not. Don't hear that, but look at this. Drew Brees was 30-28 his first 4 years as a starter. Carson Wentz 35, 32-1. Winning percentage, eerily similar, 51%, 52%. Passing touchdowns. Drew Brees had 80, 53 interceptions. Carson Wentz 130, 50 interceptions. Touchdown percentage, Carson Wentz is at 4.5. Drew Brees at 4.4. Eerily similar. Completion percentage, Drew Brees 62.2. Carson Wentz 62.7. Again, disregard their styles of play, but understand, Drew Brees' first 4 years, he had an 11-win season. He had a 2-win season. He had an 8-win season. Carson Wentz's first 4 years or first 5 years, he had a 3-win season. He had an 11-win season. He had a 7-win season. 9-win season. Very similar. Drew Brees changes scenery. Now look at what he has done. Carson Wentz with the change of scenery, I imagine he could do great things as well. I'm not saying he's going to be a future Hall of Famer like Drew Brees is, but there is still greatness in store.
Still greatness in store. What are we talking about? We're talking about Carson Wentz and the greatness. So here's what I would say. I would only take the deal for Carson Wentz if they gave me a lifetime supply of tasty cakes and cheesesteaks, because otherwise I don't want him by himself, because the guy that I saw play last year was absolutely hot garbage, and I don't want it. And I just don't understand how we're hanging on this 2017, he played at the MVP level. But the last time I looked, there's no hardware on the mantle. I don't know if he really won the MVP. We keep giving him this mythical MVP back in 2017, but I haven't seen it. And more recently, I haven't seen a lot of good play. And so when we're talking about, I imagine that there's still stuff in there, and I imagine that there's greatness there. Well, I imagine that I still could be a part of New Edition, but I'm not. I can't go with it. Like, the imagination is great, but at some point we need reality.
Hey, God, Bucky, you almost got me, man. But I'm with Acho, man. It's time to replant this flower somewhere else and see if it can blossom fully. One, I just believe in redemption, man. Look, Acho went poetic in terms of the circumstances in Philly. I don't agree with all of that. But I do know, though, that as much as he sucked in Philly, they didn't suck all the talent out of him as well. So he can go to a different circumstance and potentially do something better. System support matters. Let's just be real about that. I played for multiple coaches in multiple systems, and they all got a different response out of me, in part, basically, just by philosophy alone. Maybe he goes somewhere and there's a philosophy that he feels more comfortable in. Therefore, he performs better in that same situation. And look, let's not act like quarterbacks before didn't have suspect resumes and then all of a sudden change the scenery and, whoa, is that the same dude? Rich Gannon pops to mind. Anybody had to play against a machine, Rich Gannon, I know I did, when he was having those, 12, 10, 11 win seasons in Oakland. That dude was a machine. But let's not talk about Minnesota. Let's not talk about Kansas City. Before that, it was a little different story. Alex Smith, who went 19-31 in his first six NFL seasons. Y'all remember that? Then Colin Kaepernick in that situation. Then he goes elsewhere. He goes 19-5-1 in a 2-year span after that. So look, Ryan Tannehill comes to mind. Ryan Tannehill, receiver to quarterback, to having a moment in Miami to, nah, we good, trade him away. Look at him now. He has a team in Tennessee that believes in him, and he is showing up to answer it. There are other names here as well with a change of scenery. The point is, we plant the flower. Let's not just throw the baby out with the bathwater, because I still believe in the talent of Carson Wentz, but the performance, as you said last year, was hot garbage.
Yeah, the performance was bad, but I think I'm more worried about the intangible qualities. If he's going to be shook up by a second-round quarterback to come in and he can't focus, he can't function because Jalen Hurts is a backup, someone who wasn't really expected to play, but now he's so worried looking over his shoulder that he can't perform at a high level. Is he tough enough? Not physically, because I won't question his physical toughness, but mentally. Can he take the competitive nature that is necessary to excel in the position? I don't know. And then when it comes to the leadership ability, does he have the ability to rally the troops when the troops need to be rallied? Can he lead the group? We can talk about that locker room. We can talk about there were some guys championing him, but there were other guys who were riding with Jalen Hurts. So to me, when you bring him in, man, you have to put him in bubble wrap because he needs everything around him to be perfect. We've talked about the weapons that he needs. We talk about you can't bring another quarterback in the room because that makes him uncomfortable. That's a lot to ask in a new situation. Who wants to take on that project to have to construct all of these things for Carson Wentz? And even with that, do we know that he can play at a high level? Because we've never really seen it. We've never seen him excel in a playoff game. So I don't know. That's a lot to ask. I'd rather do my shopping elsewhere than to try and take on somebody else's reclamation project.
But here's the thing, Bucky, you acting like this some sort of restoration hardware type situation when we out here trying to restore.
Hey,
no, it's not.
It is expensive like that.
That's the only similarities is the expense aspect. Bucky, you got to remember, Carson Wentz just the year before, just 2019-2020 season, he still went 9-7 with that same cast of characters. It was still Greg Ward out there. Like, he still went 9-7 with a group of unnamed and unsung heroes. Then this season, you come in, you're under a lot of pressure, and that was what led to the demise. Furthermore, I don't get, like, are we just trying to give the Eagles a pass for testing your franchise quarterback mental toughness? You got 16 games to get tested against other organizations. Why I got to get tested by my own organization? That's what training camp is for, Coach. Like, I don't need to, okay, let's put Carson Wentz through the ringer Monday through Saturday just to put him through the ringer again on Sunday, just to bring him back and put him through the ringer again on Monday. That don't make no sense. We're not going to sit here and act like Tom Brady was Hercules clapping for Jimmy G when he got drafted. Aaron Rodgers, they drafted Aaron Rodgers, they drafted Jordan Love. You saw he started drinking. So I'm not going to act like Carson Wentz. It did some sort of crazy, pathetic task because they brought in a second-round quarterback. It was done by the Eagles. Carson Wentz had to suffer the consequences.
Yeah, Bucky, damn. Go ahead, Bucky. I don't want to cut you off. I'll go after that. You got something.
I'm just trying to figure out, it's done by the Eagles to bring in another quarterback when your starting quarterback is off injured, particularly in big moments. I just don't understand this. Every time they get to go into the playoffs, they have to put another quarterback in. So if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I got to have one because I don't have Nick Foles available. I got to have someone that can carry us beyond the finish line because Carson Wentz hasn't shown that he's been able to do that. So I don't understand why he's so sensitive and in his feelings that we can't bring another guy into the room. I mean, to me, it's unbelievable that we're giving this guy a pass. At some point, he has to grow up, spit out the binky, drop the diapers, grow up, and let's be able to play this position like a big boy. I don't get it.
Bucky, you don't bite your nose to spite your face. Okay, you don't do that. You don't shave all your head off to spite your pit. Well, maybe you do.
Bucky. Get him out.
The problem is...
Get Rodney Harrison. That's him in the middle.
The problem is, Bucky, the Eagles are like, okay, wait. What's the decision here? We need to draft Jalen Hurts because Carson Wentz can't stay healthy, even though Carson Wentz started every game last year. Then Carson Wentz started every game for health reasons this year. Bucky, Carson Wentz has started... health reasons. Carson Wentz has started 30 straight games as far as physical health. Stop talking to me about archaic deficiencies.
Save me some ribs.
He got hurt in 2018. It's 2021, big dog.
Look,
okay, so wait a minute. He got knocked out of the playoff game last year when they were 9-7. And I didn't know if you're okay just being a little bit
like
over
you victim
mediocre.
blaming.
Cool.
Acho going to the book.
He gets knocked out of that game. The year before that, when they go to the playoffs, they have to pinch hit and put Nick Foles in to carry them over the line in the Super Bowl. Look, it's not his fault, but he popped his ACL. Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl. So we keep talking about it, but in these pivotal moments, when you need your franchise quarterback to be available, he is unavailable. And so I just don't understand how long we're going to continue to do this. Like, we can take it. That's fine. Like, he's just not going to be available when you need him.
Yeah, I said save me some ribs. Y'all save me some bones. Ain't nothing left on this to eat. But let me find something. Bucky, oh, boy, that Brooks family, boy, you hard on them. I hate to be a Brooks kid. You ain't got a second chance in this world if you're a Brooks kid. Let me talk about quarterbacks that had a bad year, and then they bounce back. You brought up Brett Favre in this situation. Y'all remember Brett Favre in 1999 when they went 8-8 and that dude threw more interceptions than touchdowns? What did he do the next 3 years? Go to the Pro Bowl 3 of the last 4 years. Let's talk about Eli Manning. Remember Eli Manning? NFL, 25 interceptions. He led the league in 2010. You know what he did in 2011? Won the Super Bowl. You can't bounce back in this NFL. Let's not act like that. The guy flatlined. Y'all used to watch like Emergency, all those little shows with paramedics, and they flatline. And you know what happens when you flatline? They say, Rampart, Rampart, cold blue, cold blue. And doctors rush in there, and they start to try to resuscitate you. They don't just hear flatline, oh, he good. That's how Bucky act as a doctor. Oh, he good, he gone. No, they try to revive you. So another team needs to try and revive Carson Wentz. We'll see if he will respond and come back to life. I'm going to take this home by going to my home. Nobody, and let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. This is why they're listening to trades, but also it has to be fair value. Because nobody wants to be the preparer partner. Y'all know about a preparer partner? How many times y'all heard this? Somebody you dated before and they said, all I did was get you ready for the next, and the next is going to be the one that you really appreciate. Oh, don't make me start thinking about my prep exes. I had some prep exes before. I know they hot right now. Oh, now he about his family with Anna Marie. Oh, now he love his kids. Oh, now he go straight home. But when I was dating that dude, couldn't find me. I was in them streets. This is the Philadelphia Eagles. They like, dog, I ain't let this dude go somewhere and then all of a sudden clean himself up, dust himself off, and then be the MVP that we saw at one time. I get it, prep exes. I feel your pain.